Gents, I just want to pause the episode for a moment to let you know about the Strong Men of Value Academy. You will have heard me refer to it a number of times, and I want to bring more attention to it. So this isn't just a program, it's a life-changing environment and community of men who are focused on personal and professional growth. We're looking at areas of relationships, wealth, and health, things to help you thrive and maximize your life. Imagine having bi-monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with myself, weekly group coaching calls, and an incredible brotherhood of high achievers by your side. Now we're diving into resilience, leadership, and holistic growth to not just succeed in your career, but to thrive in your health and your relationships. Your journey to greatness, it starts here. So join the movement and you can apply for the Strong Men of Value Academy. You can head to themanthatcanproject.com to find out more.
If you're with your partner and you're also watching a lot of porn and you feel that your sex drive is starting to diminish, a reason for that is probably because you are watching too much pornographic content.
And it's funny because when you take care of your mental and physical health, your benefits on the other side are actually better. So it's kind of a fool's game to do the whole no sleep, social life on 1,000% and business at 1,000%. And if you don't take care of yourself, eventually you'll all kind of fall apart. So
yeah. The Man That Can Project podcast, a podcast empowering career-driven men to live more fulfilling lives. We are here to challenge your beliefs, redefine success, and talk about the important stuff in a relatable way. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. My name's Lachlan Stuart. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Man That Can Project podcast, episode 452. With lessons from you guys.
We're here to give lessons out.
So today's going to be a fun little discussion, and we'll see who speaks the most at the end of this. But we got
Bradley, part of the Man That Can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share?
My second name, Matthews.
Perfect. And across from me,
Liam Sheppard. This is my third.
It's the third or fourth?
Third, I think.
Third.
I think I did one with George that I didn't get a word in.
Yes.
Talking about the wiggle.
Yeah, the wiggle.
And then the one before that was my backstory. And I think this was the third.
Veteran.
Yeah.
It's quite a few times, though,
Isn't it? Yeah. Really well done.
Getting there.
100%. And to your left,
Luke Johnstone coming in from Canada.
oh, flying in. So you're actually not live streaming. You're really here. Yeah. Touch him and he feels like...
Pop in the chair here.
Is this your first podcast?
Yeah, first podcast.
That's exciting.
Let's make it memorable.
So we're going to recap in this episode some lessons from the year. Obviously, everyone here is a part of the academy. Lessons from the year, things we're excited about. But Brad was actually 1 minute late. Do you guys recall that? Was sitting on the balcony. He was 1 minute late. What would Brad do to you if you rocked up a minute late to a session?
I was actually here on time. What are you going on about?
No.
Oh, probably 100 cows on the assault bike. Yeah,
I think that's only fair.
Mate, I was here on time.
Mate, you didn't walk into the door.
Okay, actually, have a look what time I messaged you.
My phone's videoing at the moment.
I've got to prove that I was actually on time today.
Mate, you got to be up here. Here. We were 9:30 kickoff.
What time today?
9:30. So you're
what
late.
What number are you again?
So you
I was thinking what number.
You weren't in the building.
So Bradley, I had a football coach, and he said if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. So
okay, I get it. I've got to be.
So
what have I got to do then?
You're going to do Luke just said 100 cows on the
airdyne.
Okay, done.
So today you're going to do that?
Not today. Today's rest day. I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow.
Okay.
I won't forget, Luke.
Deal. Yeah, I know you won't forget. I see that twinkle in your eye.
You better not. Perfect. But anyway, Bradley rolled in and real chuffed with himself, and he's like, I was listening to this gnarly podcast. What was the podcast about, Brad?
It was just about it was more awareness about pornographic content. So yeah, if you want to ask me any questions, what we discussed, then
I think we just need a little bit more context rather than pornographic content.
Yeah, it was basically the relationship, like your relationship with it, and how it can be detrimental to if you are in a relationship. How it can be detrimental to the relationship. I think I said relationship too many times there, but
it's a relationship with that word.
Yeah, so basically this guy who was being interviewed, he used to work in the porn industry and now he doesn't. And he basically explains how it can be detrimental in terms of like if you're with your partner and you're also watching a lot of porn and you feel that your sex drive is starting to diminish, a reason for that is probably because you are watching too much pornographic content. So
naughty.
The way to get out of that is to get a robo dick.
Yeah, yeah.
Chimes in with the home run.
Yeah.
Liam, just whack. What's a robo dick?
Yeah, so like if certain people in the porn industry, if they've been like having a lot of Viagra, and then that obviously stops working after time because they're pumping the Viagra a lot, they then go on to like the injections where they inject their penis to get it up, and then when that starts to wear off, they get something called a robo dick, where it's like, I don't know the surgery involved, but they have like a button on their bollocks.
What do they squeeze their balls?
Links in the bio, guys. It's all good.
Where it actually helps them get it up.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't know if you think you've gone too far by that point, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of these blokes are getting the robo dick because they got nothing else. That's what they've been doing their whole life, like the porn industry, and they want to continue doing it now in their 40s and 50s. And
that's where the man that can comes in, because we help people change their life. If you get stuck, we'll help you find a new career.
Yeah.
Before you get to a robo dick.
Before you have to get the robo dick. Yeah. But it was just quite interesting about like the watching too much porn and stuff like that is.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching like 20 different things, like I was explaining earlier, 20 different videos of women doing so many different things in the room that's just for an act, it's actually not for pleasure, and then you've got your missus and you look at your missus and it's like, oh, that's not what my missus doesn't do that. So then that makes normal sex, like reality sex, like boring. It's like I'd rather have a wank than be with my missus. You know what I mean? So it can be detrimental. So I'm not saying that's everyone. I'm not saying that's me, but it was quite an interesting.
Oh, that's you. Is that what you said?
No, I'm quite happy with my sex life. So
no, I thought you said that's not everyone watching 20 tabs at once, but that's you.
Yeah, so like it can kind of. Yeah, you see where I'm.
Yeah, I get you. I'm picking up.
But think of young men that have just had a whole lifetime, coming up on apps and everything.
Shit.
Right? Like it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Well, people don't know how to talk to people anymore. Like most blokes don't know how to go out and pick a chick up anymore because it's all done through apps.
Yeah.
So then it's like everything else you do virtually, you're fucking stuffed.
Yeah.
You need to be in the ground, putting in the hard yards.
Agreed.
Meet him at the gym.
100%. Well, that's what you did, but a creep. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. Or the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old school.
Yeah, old school. We haven't heard your backstory yet, Luke, but we're going to save that for a whole 5-hour Joe Rogan style podcast. What made you join the academy and what did you focus on in 2022?
Yeah, so joined the academy in August of 2022. Had been kind of watching, engaging with the podcast, and kind of had my finger on the button to call you for probably the better part of 6 months.
Why didn't you do it?
I just wasn't there mentally yet. You know me, I'm kind of an all-in type of guy, and I just needed to get some stuff out of my system before I could truly commit.
Yeah.
But that did lead to me kind of hitting a point where I didn't like the guy I saw in the mirror and knew I needed to make some changes and kind of get back to the true me. And the man that can facilitated that, and it's been everything and then some of what I wanted. So it's been an incredible journey.
That's sick. And you're down, 16 kegs?
Yeah, I think 18 now.
That's insane.
I checked the other day when we hit the sauna.
There's some weight plates behind you, but it still doesn't equal that. We could strap that to you for the rest of the podcast and see how you feel.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that was it, right? Prioritizing health and not putting it on the back burner anymore. For a long time, I'd been putting the company first, or putting my social life first, or my relationship at the time, and all these other things, and wasn't really taking care of myself, and wasn't bringing the best person I could be to every situation. And yeah, hit a time where I just had to change that up.
I forgot I didn't set any ground rules. We'll pause that for a second. We'll come straight back in. You guys, I'm not the interviewer. If you guys have questions for Luke or each other, please do it, because I'm like, everyone's looking at me like I have to ask the questions, and I feel like you guys have better questions than I do. So Brad, ask the question.
What have you enjoyed about the Man That Can so far, being part of the academy? Yeah,
so I think first and foremost, it really comes down to the leadership and the mateship that's in and around. The community and the support is incredible. Overnight, you have 100 extra brothers that have life experiences in all different categories. So that's really what steps out. Of course, the programming and the apps and tools are fantastic as well. But really, for me, that's been the standout, and having the opportunity to meet such incredible people.
When you finally made, we spoke about this briefly on Boxing Day actually, but I think it'd be interesting.
How many beers deep were you both down?
I'd have on the whiskies a bit. I'd have a few right there.
Yeah, I remember.
What was the moment for you taking that step to reach out to Lockie? What was that? What was that moment for you to go, okay, that's it. I'm going to go and do something about it.
Yeah. So I had a sort of a deterioration of my relationship, kind of pushed away someone that loved me a lot, and made me kind of ask some hard questions on, the type of guy I am and the type of man I want to be. So I jumped in, like I said, to some of the podcasts, and the content just was speaking to my soul. And I think I called him right away, pretty much, and harassed him until he had a meeting with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Best meeting ever.
Yeah.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
What have you learned from improving your, focusing on your health? Because you know how you were saying prioritizing, because there's so many successful people who feel you've got to sacrifice your health in order to achieve great levels of success. And obviously you've achieved great levels of success. But knowing what you know now, are you going to go back to neglecting your health to push forward, or is it going to remain a staple?
No, yeah, it's a staple. It's not going anywhere. It's non-negotiable. And it's funny because when you take care of, your mental and physical health, your benefits on the other side are actually better. So it's kind of a fool's game to do the whole no sleep, social life on 1,000% and business at 1,000%. And, if you don't take care of yourself, eventually you'll all kind of fall apart. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Lily.
Great name. Thanks.
We're going to make our announcement.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. And remember, feel free to grill Liam, guys.
Yeah.
Not even grill, but just converse.
Why'd I join? When did I join?
Yeah, why'd you join? When did you join? And what's been your, learnings for the year?
Well, I was sort of on the outer about probably 2-3 years ago when we were doing all the men's circles and stuff. So I was sort of on the peripheral there and looking in, interacting, doing some workouts and stuff. But probably, what was it, mid-Jan 2022 was when I really joined in.
You're like the OG then. You're like one of the OGs.
Well...
Original good men.
Yeah.
OGMs.
Liam's 57 years old.
I like George.
Yeah.
It was only, 12 months ago, I guess.
Yeah.
When I really joined the academy.
Yeah.
And I was looking in the mirror pretty much, and I was like, what the fuck have I become? I was like, 3 years ago I had a six-pack, and now there's nothing like that at all that resembles me.
How do you reckon you got like that? What changed in you?
Probably wasn't committing to the gym as much as I should have.
Yep.
And I was eating till I was extremely full. I think that's quite a mental thing where you can just you eat to a point where you feel kind of not sick, but fuck, I'm full, all the time.
Yep.
When really you can eat to a point, you're I'm quite satisfied, and that's all I need to do. And it's probably half the calories that you actually put in the day before. So I got to that point. I was in the gym and I was talking to one of the managers there, and she was like, oh, I feel so shit after Christmas and New Year's. And she jumped on the in-body, and then I jumped, and then she's like, you need to jump on as well to make me feel better. I'm like, oh, fucking thanks. Do I look that bad, do I? But I jumped on, and I think I was at 20% or 21% body fat. And before I moved up here, I was at 4 years earlier, I was at 11.
So you're blaming it on Queensland?
Well, the social life changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I was training 6-7 times a week, and was hardly drinking, wasn't going out at all.
Yeah.
I was just working and training. That's all I did for 4 years pretty much, and came up here, and the social life sort of changed a fair bit. Yeah. Just different circle of people that we'd go out, have a few drinks, and changed a lot, and then it showed.
Yep.
Shorts weren't fitting, and getting the elastic waist, and
which was a bad thing for me because we share a lot of clothes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
And I could fit two of my legs in one legging. Yeah.
Probably got his jocks on right now, to be honest.
Can I have them back? Because I'm out of good jocks.
Is it weird that I'm jealous?
Bro, we'll fit you in. It's a shared economy. It's a real thing.
Yeah, so I think that was like a Friday, and you're like, well, the next 3 months stint starts on Monday. You've got 3 days. Print out a booklet and get your ass into gear. And didn't drink for 7-8 weeks, I think it was.
Yeah.
Lost quite a bit of body fat in that time. I don't know exactly what it was.
I remember it was quite significant. You got like 5-6%.
Yeah.
You were back down at 14.
Yeah.
So
So
nuts. Crazy what booze does. Booze makes you fat when you consume too much.
Well, I think we worked it out. It was like I was consuming like 16,000 calories a week
of alcohol.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What was you mainly drinking?
Well, beer.
Beer.
Because hard alcohol, I black out. Wine, I go to sleep. Beer, I can just cruise on.
Chug them.
Yeah, but 20 a night's not a good thing.
No.
Flipping hell. That's mad, isn't it?
yeah, so that was probably the turning point. I really needed to, Christmas always gets you.
Every time. Sneaky little
So
Christmas.
much food, so much drink.
I remember them saying like over a decade, some people might be 10 kilos heavier and they're like, I don't know how this happened. Like I'm good all year, but the average person puts on 2 to 3 kilos every Christmas and they mightn't lose that. So the compound effect over 10 years, you're up 10 to 15 kilos on where you were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Makes sense, though. I mean, you'll let loose for a month just eating and drinking like a sailor. Like,
Done.
I think it's important to enjoy this time of year, though. You know what I mean? Like, still, but it's just not overindulgent.
But we've been training hard, though,
Yeah,
too,
that's
right?
it. Yeah.
We've done something every day.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of like having a few drinks, some chocolate, all that kind of stuff, I enjoy that this time of year. But it's knowing
I enjoy it.
I also train. I don't stop my other healthy habits.
Well, I think it's, building a lifestyle that allows you to pick and choose what you want to do, not be like, I can't do that because of the last debaucherous couple of months where I've just consumed and drank everything in my way.
Yeah.
Whereas like for me, it's always like you got to earn the right to train well, which means sleep, hydration, eating well. And it's like you got to earn the right to eat shit foods, in my opinion. Like I love eating. I smashed the whole thing of chocolate and rosé last night, but I still trained this morning. I trained twice yesterday. It's just always it comes back to habits.
Yeah.
Like what habits allow you to have the freedom and flexibility you want in your life. Same with finances and relationships, etc.
I think that's what you were saying 2 nights ago. Like the first question you ask, what's happening tomorrow, is what time you're training, and then everything works around it.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you do that, then you can't miss it because it's the first thing that goes in the diary.
Pillar. Well, my day's the same. Even now, I'm still getting up at 4:30 so I can read. And once again, I don't believe you have to get up at 5 or 4 or any of that sort of stuff. But for me, it's like, okay, well, what do I need to get done? That's an imperative part of my day. And if I know, for example, Amy's getting up at 8, or if I'm meeting you guys in the gym, generally after that we might do coffee, and then random stuff just starts popping up. So the likelihood that I'm going to get my time decreases every hour after that. So I'm prepared to get up earlier to find that time. Whereas some people, for example, may stay up later. You know, I know people are night. Well, I can't do that. I'm fucking asleep by 6. So it's just, I think, being mindful of where your time is and how you're going to utilize it. Whereas everyone says to be successful, you must be up at 5. It's like, no. You just need to find where that use of your time's going.
Yeah.
So for me, it's getting up early.
Well, I think you're so right in saying that, the longer you put it off in the day, the higher the likelihood you're just not going to do it.
No.
Just time escapes you, right? So
100%.
I remember reading, there's this thing I read, it resonated with me. It was quite a simple, clear picture of that. And they put it into a picture of like your phone battery, right? In the morning, it's full, green. Throughout the day, say that this person usually wants to train in the evening but struggles to get to the gym, okay? So they've woke up, their body energy, let's say his phone battery is full. They go to work, they get asked to do different things, they're getting pulled left, right and centre. Over time, the battery is running low. And let's call this battery the willpower. So by the end of the day, we've got this much left willpower, so it's going to be even harder to get to the gym. I'm not saying this is for everyone.
No.
But I've heard this quite a bit with my past clients and stuff. I'm like, why don't you flip this then? Let's try and train in the morning, see if that's better. You're going to probably have more willpower in the morning to get up and go.
Yeah.
Bag's already packed. Get up out of bed, get a smoothie down, pick your bag up, go, then work, then finish work, relax.
Yep.
Again, it's what's right for people, but if people are struggling and they're saying they're going to go gym in the evening, but that's not working, then maybe you got to look at training in the morning, just maybe changing your schedule around.
Just priorities, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm waiting until 4 or 5 o'clock to train,
when you and I trained in the Arvos,
10% of the time.
Liam and I trained in the Arvo 2 or 3 days ago. Every time I train with Liam in the Arvo, I'll be the laziest fucker out there. We'll do some bicep curls, maybe a bit of bench, and then we're like sauna. And even then, we're still talking to people for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, for me, the latest I can train is like 1 o'clock, or it's not happening.
Yeah, I'm the same. I agree with you on that as well.
Yeah. I'm already mentally thinking about winding down now, and it's
We've got tennis. We've got tennis after this.
Oh, potentially.
You promised me.
I didn't. I said maybe. You just want to play with my bat and balls. Sorry, Luke. I want in.
No apologies neither.
Sorry, Liam. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just, my motivation just totally dies.
Yep.
From 3. I can train at 3, but I think 4 or 5, I'm done.
No.
Just, the work that I used to do wouldn't finish until 4.
Yep.
And then I wasn't training at all.
Yeah.
I was just, had like months off. Just couldn't get in the gym.
Yep.
Train on weekends, and that was about it.
Yeah.
But now sort of got a bit more of a schedule.
Yeah.
It's looking a lot better.
How many days are you training now a week?
Trying to probably 4-ish, I think.
Are you on the complete athlete? Are you on the program? And
Yeah. We've been trained together.
Yep.
Can't you see?
Yeah.
Riggs.
Cabana boys.
Been doing,
The Cabana Boys. I like it.
been doing the gorilla for the last 3 months. I think we'll move into
Start on the
The
9th.
Hybrid.
the hybrid on the 9th.
Yeah, complete
Yeah.
athlete on the 9th. So
Yeah.
we start with testing week. You're going to feel a bit left out when we're all on the complete athlete. And you're
I'll be
doing
on it.
CrossFit.
I'll finish my CrossFit first.
You'll have to catch up to us. We'll be way fitter than you. Seriously.
Let's see.
What's one thing you are proud of you achieved this year?
Well, this year, I'm actually going to talk about something I've not really spoke about much before. I thought it'd be interesting. Okay. So, you know this, like I've always had this kind of like, I get this like heart
Oh, yeah.
palpitation. I've had it for years, right? It's no big deal. Had it checked out and it's fine. But that would play on my mind quite a bit. And I remember for a few years now, it's kind of gave me a little bit of health anxiety to the point where I'm thinking about quite a bit, checking my watch, make sure my heart's. Remember me always checking it? I don't know if you ever noticed that. But I used to. I don't do it anymore. But so anyway, that was getting. But what that was doing is because I was thinking about something's not right, but the doctors was telling me I was fine. It made me even more anxious about it. And the more I thought about it, the more easier these thoughts would come about. Check your watch, see if you're all right, and then that would just make me anxious throughout the day. And it was quite a bit on my mind. It took quite a bit of my thought process, which then made other things hard to focus on. So anyway, I checked my blood pressure, and obviously my blood pressure would be high. I spoke to you about blood because obviously I'm anxious, and that raises your blood pressure. So I got reading a book, I think it was towards the beginning of this year, and it was called Evolve the Brain by Joe Dispenza, and it was talking about obviously neuroplasticity and how you can change your brain by what you think and consistently think about throughout the day. And I thought, well, this memory of like me checking my watch and that comes up quite a bit throughout the day without me even thinking, obviously, because I've thought about it so much. The connections in my brain to actually be anxious, so wired. So then what I started to do is actually put this book into practice. And every time I had this thought to check my watch, check my heart rate, make sure I'm all good, even though I know I was fine. I'm fine from the doctors, but in my head I wasn't. I would tell myself, no, I'm fit, healthy. The doctors have said I'm fine, I'm strong. And then I'll just start thinking about something else. And over time, this was quite hard at the start, but over time, this actually got easier and easier to the point where my blood pressure is lowered now. I haven't had these heart things as much just from rephrasing that, just from mental rehearsal of when that's popping up of like, I'm anxious, what's my heart doing? Replacing that with, no, I'm okay. Doctors have said I'm fine. Just so simple. That's actually improved my health. You know what I mean? Not only that, I've focused on my sleep as well, which I think has been a main thing as well for this, which has brought it down as well. But mental rehearsal has been a big thing for me this year, and you can actually change your health from how you think.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That brings to mind the story. You guys ever hear the story about the guy in the ice truck?
No.
Okay, so there was a mechanic fixing an ice truck, and he mistakenly closed the door. He's like, "Oh goodness, I'm locked in the back of an ice truck." Someone.
Is this a true story or a fable?
I believe this is a true story.
Wow.
I've read it on Instagram. But so this guy, he's in there, and he's starting to panic a little bit because he's been in there for 15, 20 minutes. No one can hear him hollering. He's getting cold. He's getting cold, and he tracked his minutes or something with a pencil on the wall or whatever. And eventually they came and found this guy, and poor guy was dead in the back of the truck. But the kicker here is that the ice truck wasn't on. He was just in the back of a truck, but he convinced himself he was freezing to death, and he did.
What?
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah. So it kind of a similar parallels there, right?
Yeah.
That's
your mind's powerful.
wild.
Yeah.
It is. I released an episode today on the power of negative thoughts, and it's why it's so important. Like we were talking about it. Sorry, Liam mentioned it a moment ago, and it brought something to my thought pattern. Is like, even if we are drinking beers, for example, which when I used to drink beers 10 years ago, I wouldn't be having very intellectual conversations around career, finance, relationship, etc. Whereas like we would sink in beers all day Christmas Day and then all day Boxing Day, but like every conversation was still,
some sort of business.
it was really highly intellectual around networking or what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, tips and tricks. Like it's still a good use of your time. Whereas for me, I think I've still got like this, you were talking about you're attached to that thought around your watch. Like I'm attached to drinking where it's just a big waste of time. But when you're hanging around the right people, you're still always going to gain value from it.
Quality, yeah.
Yeah, it's always quality. So it goes back to, I was going to ask you, Luke, what do you feel helped you be successful in your weight loss journey so far?
Well, I mean, first step was joining the academy, right?
Yep.
And getting that structure and support around me. That's big, right? Coming in the gym with guys like yourself and Liam and just knowing exactly what to do, no messing around. It's all laid out. It's plug and play, right?
Yep.
But you have to have the discipline and willpower to do it, right? So, but in terms on the social side, it was a bit of changing my surroundings.
Yep.
I committed to 90 days, no alcohol.
Yep.
That was non-negotiable, and I was happy to have achieved that.
Yep.
And since then, I've been just kind of monitoring, my relationship with alcohol and putting some kind of different tools and tricks around. If I join up with people, I'll not drink for the first 2 hours.
Yep.
And then maybe only drink at the dinner.
Then play
time.
catch up.
Yeah. But sometimes just practicing moderation.
Yep.
And then again, when you're committed and you have accountability groups and all this
Yep.
stuff, you kind of want to monitor yourself, right?
Yep.
You're not going to let loose till 3 a.m. and miss your training the next day.
Except for on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
What would you say though, because you're CFO of a publicly listed company, so you're busy, you got a lot of stress. There's a lot, and once again, stress and busyness is relative, but for people who feel they're too busy to prioritize their health or too stressed out to prioritize their health, what would you say to them?
I think just make it non-negotiable. And then also too, it, like I said, it's kind of a fool's errand to fry yourself out with, putting that extra meeting in your calendar and then missing the gym or not, missing a meal or less sleep or all that
Yep.
stuff. If you're practicing, strong mind, strong body and gratitude,
Yep.
a lot of things just kind of come into flow state. Right?
Yeah.
So I've noticed that, my work relationships have strengthened. My results have improved. I thought before I'd have to do a lot of like entertaining and being that guy, the fun guy all the time. And quite frankly, a lot of our clients and stuff have really respected the journey I've been on and are more times than not asking me a lot of questions about, what's the secret. So yeah, it's been nothing but positive all around.
That's epic. Liam, what about for you?
I don't know. What about in
Just
what way?
how you launched an app this year as well.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So,
How'd that become successful?
well, I don't know if I'm classing it as successful just yet, but
it's launched.
It's launched. We got it off the ground. It's not at the success level where I want it to be. So I guess that's probably the way I'm looking at it. Well, that was a fair bit of late nights and weird timed meetings because our developers are in Poland.
Yep.
Which I do highly recommend if you're still trying to work full time, because that was their 9 a.m. was about 6 p.m. for us. So they'd schedule in meetings, or we'd schedule in meetings for like 10, 11, 12 their time. So we'd be able to eat dinner, then jump on a call for a few hours, get through it all, and then we'd wake up in the morning and what we'd spoken about had sort of been somewhat actioned. And oh, great, like, this is awesome. Like, I've just been asleep and it's all happened. But
love that.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slog just trying to work out licensing music. It's a music discovery app for people who...
It's called Forte.
Yeah. So Forte Music on all app stores.
Sign, subscribe. I'll invoice you for that. But anyway.
But so we're trying to work out the best way to onboard musicians, because it's a bit of a hard thing because music doesn't really sit on your phone.
Yep.
It's all streaming or Dropbox, and Dropbox links is like you don't zip files on your phone pretty much. So for us to have an app where you have to upload music has been a bit of a hard way to go about it. But I think we've got there now. We've just got a few testing things to go, but yeah.
Why do you want to start an app when you already have a good career as a chippy and whatnot?
I haven't really.
And a chippy for those is a builder, a carpenter. Some people go chippy, like
the
French
North
fries?
American crowd would be like, this guy bakes fries.
I haven't really liked what I've done for quite some time. I just feel like I've just been doing this mundane, like checking out, listening to podcasts all day, not even really thinking what I've been doing for 5+ years. Like, it's been probably longer, but podcasts and stuff for the last 5 years. Just I would go to work, do what I need to do, and get home and not even think of what I've done at work all day. I'm like, I want something to challenge myself.
Yep.
And going into the music and tech is just like a total 180 from building houses.
Really?
Yeah. And I've always loved tech and that sort of side of things, and I've never been able to code, but always loved like the business side of things, tech, and music sort of seems to be a bit of a no-brainer with the people we hang around with. And a bit more than that. Yeah. But having that sort of connection to the music industry with Emma and George and Amy, and just seems like a no-brainer. The music industry needs something that independent artists can sort of get their music out there and have a way to monetize their audience. So we're trying to do that, and it's a bit of a slow process. It feels like it's just spinning its wheels a bit, but it's just needs to be ticked off, I guess. There's these things that just take time, and
drop the clutch.
Yeah, tech always takes longer. Everyone says that, so seems to be the case.
Sick.
Yeah.
What about you, my friend? What have you learnt last year? What was the big...
I had a good lesson, but I forgot it, which I'm really upset about, because at the time I was like, this is a banger.
So your lesson is to write things down.
Yeah, right. I write a lot of things down, but I was like, surely I will not forget this one. It's like my lesson. I've thought of it. It's not going anywhere. I think actually this is what it was based around. When you achieve, like when I achieve the level of success that I've now had in my business, I feel like I've become complacent to a degree, because I remember like the hustle that I used to have to work. Like when I even first started dating Amy, I was under the not the stairs, in that little closet from like 5 till 11 at night, just calling people. And then I've become so complacent because my lifestyle is so flipping good, but I still am so hungry for more. So now it's been like, having Brad come on board, it's like reignited that hunger. And now for me, it's like, it's a game. And I see everyone who's in the coaching space as competition, which some coaches will say, that's not healthy. My psychologist says also that's not healthy. But I'm like, well, what's not healthy is being a slob. So I'm going to be competitive. And like now I'm just itching to get back to that. So I think the lesson is, if you become complacent, find ways to keep that hunger, much like what you were talking about when we were on the balcony around relationships and stuff. If it feels stale, find a way to bring back the passion.
Some variety.
Because some people just, it's like, life would be awesome if I just continued doing how it was before you came on board, for example, or, having conversations with you guys around how we can improve it and scale it and all of that. And that's like nerve-wracking but exciting because people are copying the Man That Can project, which is fine because
obviously doing the right thing.
Yeah, but it's like, well, you got to innovate to stay ahead, and that's what excites me. But now it's like competition. I don't like being beaten, so 2023 is a big year. Love that. So don't be complacent. Find ways to get at it.
Yeah, I like that.
And I just think don't be a soft cock either in regards to people are going to take that the wrong way. But I think find ways to challenge yourself. Like the reason why I did the 30 marathons, the reason why we did the 12-hour walk, and so many different things is to get uncomfortable and push yourself to the point where you're like, I don't think I can do this anymore. But obviously when you do it with a group of people, you can't not do it. Like you have to do it. And you demand more of yourself, which puts you in a better position for the following day. Whereas I think so many people don't seek that out, and it's like the comfort. It's like David Goggins was saying in his book where he's like, I know I'd fucked up when I was sitting in my whatever degree Fahrenheit. It's like 72 degree Fahrenheit and I was comfortable. It's like now I'm just like a rich guy.
Yeah.
Love my accent of him. He's like, I don't do anything. He's like, then I realized that life was too comfortable. So I turned off the fucking AC and got out there after. I'm like, that's perfect.
This is his new book.
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it worth it?
That was a really poor paraphrase, but
we got it.
But you get the. I think, I just think we're definitely in a time. The reason why I think the Man That Can, going back to Luke's point around mateship and stuff, the reason why so many people love what we do is because we do push them. It's like we push them in a way that they never would normally get that experience.
Yeah.
It's like they might be able to do this, certain things, but when you're doing it with a good group of people in an like our camping and whatnot, like people don't get that stuff. Whereas for us, you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my lesson. What are you excited about for 2020? Or actually, I was thinking about this before. Luke, if you could ask anyone at this table a question, who would it be and what would it be? Anyone?
Ooh.
Oh, didn't prep anyone about this. I was just thinking about this before because I feel like I'm asking all the questions.
All right. To both of you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Both you two. Where do you see the Man That Can in 5 years' time?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. We've already got it in the diary, so we'll be at 5. Well, after now speaking with you, it might be different, but what we had worked towards was 550 members. And the goal has always been like, we could do that, but I don't feel like we have the right infrastructure to deliver a good service. I think if we had 550 people tomorrow, people would get lost. And the most important thing is I don't want us to have a program where people are just paying us and they're not getting anything. I want it to be like a thing where everyone still gets valued and heard, because I've been part of programs where you pay a fortune and you sort of get left. And once again, I know you need to take responsibility for that, but if we can have an incredible onboarding experience while you're in there and offboarding, like that's pretty sick. And obviously for us, 500, we'll tick over that $1.5 million mark, which would be quite nice, and give our for Brad to be able to go home. This is what I'm excited for Brad to be able to go home whenever he wants and do nice things for his family and stuff that maybe a traditional business path wouldn't have given him. And the same for me. I suppose
that's awesome.
You answer.
No, I like that. I think we actually had a meeting about this a few weeks ago, and it was kind of like how we got to act now in order to be where we are in that 5-10 year mark. So it's like starting to implement those things where we want to be now, so that is where we're going to be.
Yeah, that's the roadmap.
Right? So that is obviously working on the systems, but not only just making it, not only just trying to get 550 people. It's like, how can we actually make the service even better? How do the boys get more value and keep enjoying it and keep learning and growing? And
that's why we have the application, and like you have to sometimes remove people, which is hard because you don't obviously. You appreciate the fact that people are wanting to be better, but sometimes people aren't the right fit for our community, which is it's not personal. It's just like we're trying to create something very unique. And it's like, as you said, you get 100 mates overnight or however many mates overnight. That's cool. Where else do you get that? Like literally, I remember when I started wanting to better myself and I was like, I need to get around millionaires because my goal at the time was to earn $1 million. Millionaires didn't want to hang out with me. I was a fucking crumb. You know what I mean? But now it's like, it doesn't matter what, even if I went back to where I was right now, I could join the academy and be hanging around 6, 7, 8, 9-figure income earners. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that brings up kind of 2 points. One, the authenticity of the group is really impressive, and that's a testament to you guys of the type of people you've attracted and screened and brought in. But just like I tell people, even my first week, I ran into Jezza. Shout out Jezza.
J-Dog.
But no, he took me aside. He's like, "Hey man, heard you join." Like I didn't know who he was at the time, and he's just like, "Hey, if you need anything, let's have a coffee." This, that, and then everyone has been like that, So that's really big. And then also too, like I said before, I've only been around for 6 months, but you mentioned building the pillars and sort of the foundation to take this thing to the next level. I've seen it evolve multiple times in 6 months, and it just keeps improving. So that's a testament to the work you guys are putting in to deliver the best quality product and experience.
And those guys that don't make the cut or have been taken out of the group, they probably maybe get there in a year's time. They're just sort of not ready to
100%
do what they need to be doing.
Because I guess that comes also from a selfish standpoint. I originally started this because I wanted to have an environment of people that I wanted to hang around. And I think, once again, it's not personal, but it's like for me to keep growing, for me to be a better coach, or for us to keep growing, to be better coaches and to provide on our mission, it's like you need to be around the kind of people that are pushing you, right? And obviously we can pull some and we're on equal levels with a lot in regards to skill sets, etc. But there's definitely, we're not the right fit for everyone. Some people need a more one-on-one approach and need to work through various other things first before they do that. Because once again, if there's someone that ruins the whole vibe of the crew, it fucking impacts everything. Mm-hmm. So you got to remove that. And that's hard as a leader, I guess even as a business owner, because once again, you do want to help everyone loves the idea of helping everyone, but you're helping no one if there's a bit of weed growing through your business. Yeah. Unfortunately, and that's the tough conversations that have to come, which is good because I get to grow. It's like another thing that I don't enjoy conflict, but got to fucking go for it.
Yeah. For the greater good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I got a question.
Oh, he's in.
I got a question. So since I've joined, we've done some pretty cool physical challenges, whether it be the Spartan or the marathon row, and a bunch of other stuff. But what have we got in 2023, boys? What's on the schedule?
So we've got our row for a bros are back.
Yep.
So the half marathon rows in teams of 3. So this year we're raising funds for MAF, and I think I've said that a couple of times on the podcast. We want to raise 30 grand. Another big one's the Goggins Challenge. So that's going to be nice. So it's 80 kilometers. So every 4 hours for 48 hours, you're running 4 miles.
No socks.
No, you don't like wearing socks. You're not even wearing shoes today. Like, come on, man. What's going on?
Queenslander, man.
I'm going to buy you socks and shoes for the event. Special little gift bag for you. But that'll be another big one. And people actually wanted to do the overnight walk again. I don't know why.
It didn't look good.
I
was not there.
12 hours.
I was kind of happy I had something on.
It was the most excruciating thing I did this year. And I rode 30 marathons in 30 days, and the walk was the most painful thing. I was really worried that it was going to be a sleep deprivation thing for me because I need my sleep. But just like the pain on the knees and the hips and everything when you're walking around for 50-odd kilometers, fuck.
Just wait until you run 80.
Yeah, that'll be easy. At least I'll be better prep for it then, I think. But that'll be good. But we're going to obviously have more event workshops as well this year, so there'll be some special stuff in that.
We're going to do another Toowoomba workshop.
Pardon?
I reckon we'll do another Toowoomba.
Well, we got our first one in Brisbane in April.
Yeah.
So, potentially. The Outback one was good, wasn't it?
I was in London.
Yeah.
I was in Brad's hometown.
Bugger. Yeah, no, it was good.
It was great.
So I'd say we'll do one in the city and one in the bush, which would be fucking fantastic.
It's fired up. It's going to be a big year, boys.
Yeah. There's going to be, we'll also have all these random little challenges like roll a fucking marathon by yourself sort of big deal. Because you should be able to do that. Blindfolded, listening to Enya on repeat, that same song.
Talking to demons.
I love it. Absolutely love it. What success look like for you in 2023, Luke?
I'd like to really just harness this momentum. Take the training to the next level. I've talked to you guys about that in depth. So
hitting our standards.
Yep. going to hit every one of those standards. And I think we talked about maybe doing some of those ring muscle ups.
You did a pistol squat the other day. Do you remember it, or were you pissed?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, cool. Because you're like, I don't think I'll struggle with that. And then you did a pistol squat in the backyard the other day.
Yeah.
There you go. You've ticked
I was
off.
like, you're fine. And you're a few rosés deep then, too.
Oh, yeah. There was a few on the go. Maybe that's how I have to do it, but we'll see. But no, so that's kind of it on the physical side. And then, have some different business interests, and I like building stuff, so I'm going to be part of some cool stuff. I'm excited about that. And then, the hunt for the next Mrs. Johnstone's out there.
Oh,
so.
she's out there.
Yeah.
Ladies listening, give us your elevator pitch. Like,
hit the link in the bio. No.
Liam, what about for you, 2023 success?
Moving into Forte full-time would be big success, I think. Not that I don't like what I'm doing at the moment, but I feel like there's bigger and better things out there. And to do that, I want to have 10,000 paying subscribers as artists on the platform in Forte, which is a big ask when we have about 300 artists on the platform at the moment, and they've signed up. They're just not paying at the moment. So once we get some features on there that sort of allow them to be paying, or maybe they want to be paying for those sort of features, which hopefully we can get done in the first few months of the year. And then from there, just being in it full time and really immerse myself in that, and that'd be a big goal for next year.
Sick.
Or this year, depending when this comes out.
No, this is coming out Monday.
Oh, this year.
I've got like 8 loaded up, but I wanted this chat to go live on New Year's Day.
Well, the 2nd, is it?
Monday the 2nd. Bradley?
One's pretty easy, mate. Probably the same as yours. We're going for 200 men in the Strong Men of Value Academy, so that would be a success for me, for the business next year. I'll be very pumped if we can.
Light work.
We'll do that.
Just a few phone calls.
Yeah.
Smile and dial.
Actually, one last one, and then
What about you?
Oh, you just answered. I've got a few things. Like, I've got health goals. I've got. He goes, probably the same as you, but this.
I said probably, though. It might not have been.
Acoustic solo.
Yeah, well, it's coming.
Yeah.
I would love to get the podcast to 100,000 downloads a month as well.
Yeah.
What are you at? Pretty naughty.
What are you at now?
Anywhere between 20 and 30. It fluctuates. This month's not doing too well.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
People don't listen to as much, not in the cars, at work.
True.
I'll
use that.
It's not your fault.
It's not your silly voice. What do you feel would make the academy better over the next 12 months? And be fucking...
Other than shirts off in all video. No.
I went sleeveless for this one.
Yeah, you're lucky.
We went to the gym before and purely did an arm pump for this one.
I think I really like the group events, like whether it be playing the rugby and just having a laugh, or something serious like doing a marathon or like those different challenges. For me, I know not everyone has the time and stuff, but this is my priority, and I like investing my time and energy to getting to know the different members. We're fortunate that there's a good concentrated group here in Brisbane. But I think just having some sort of interaction with the group as much as we can.
That'll be exciting for 23 if we can keep building out other concentrated
hubs,
areas.
Yeah. I think one thing I'd really like to see, it'd be difficult for everyone, I think, is
I'm nervous.
Just to get 3 guys once a quarter of your mates. So like 3 guys of my mates that aren't in the Man That Can.
Oh, yeah.
And just to have some sort of like maybe one of you two and then the person in the call and then 3 other guys. There's 5 people on the call and go through things that we could talk through every Friday morning or whatever we do. And just to see how I've improved and how I can teach these guys that maybe aren't in the group. But
that's a cool idea.
And just sort of see how that would work. Because I feel like I've grown a lot more in the last 12 months. Just from talking to guys that I never really knew.
Yeah.
Maybe like George Harris flew in 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I'd never met him, but I've spoken to him about like ex-fiance, like building a business, selling houses, like all this sort of stuff that he's done. And I met him for the first time, 48 hours ago. And I'm like, this is strange. But I felt so comfortable with him the whole time. And I don't know if I would have 2 years ago. So
that's cool.
Do that. Maybe I'll get 3 guys from my hometown on a call. And I don't know.
That'd be wicked.
Take over the locking seat and you're on there just stalking.
I'm just like, hey, boys.
Shirts off.
Yeah.
I think
what is this
like that
dude doing?
Cool.
That's actually a great idea. How do you feel you would go inviting your mates to something like that? Because when I did network marketing, I was a fucking king at 3-way calls and stuff.
I reckon that would be probably the hardest part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just putting yourself out there to get them on the call. But as soon as you're on the call, you're totally fine. You're just mates that you've spoken to every now and then anyway. But I feel like it's that bit sort of out there that hasn't...
You have to put yourself out,
Yeah. So you're putting yourself out there to your mates and that might know that you're doing this stuff, but might not. I don't know how vocal everyone is about trying to better themselves, but I think for the ones that haven't would be a real struggle to get them on. So I feel like that would be a really good sort of goal for everyone over the 3-month block.
Yep.
Everyone has to have a call with 3 mates and one of you 2.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Been thinking about it for a while. Get yourself some new members that way too.
Yeah, 100%. I like that. Bit of a...
Might get to 500 this year.
Oh, and referrals are key, right?
Well, that's one thing we've spoken about. We spoke about this a lot the other day as well, like our experience in America and even just with yourself as a Canadian, not as an American, but as a Canadian, like how much you're a lot more open to telling people what you're doing and why they should be doing it as well. Whereas I feel, to Liam's point, a lot of us in the Australian culture and maybe in the English culture as well, and, like the British culture, aren't that forward thinking to be like, man, you got to do this. This will really help you with X, Y, Z. We're worried about selling, or we're worried about,
It's tall poppy syndrome as well.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want others to succeed on your success. That's another thing as well. So obviously in America, everyone wants to help everyone succeed. Which I don't know. I've never been to America, but
well, there you go. Is there any other final things? Think going to add value to people to kick off?
Was that going for the crotch or the hand?
Just the head.
First.
For those listening.
Yeah. Luke and Liam and now our items.
Tried to grab me.
What do you call yourselves? The Cabana Boys?
Cabana Boys.
Fucking hell. Come rolling out with a vodka. Well, gentlemen, that was actually fun.
Yeah, just do it more often.
I feel like it would be good to do more often. I feel the more we do it, the more comfortable everyone will feel on it.
And these two are already comfortable.
Yeah, well, I know.
I don't know how much
Just
more
because
comfortable
Liam's
we
now
can get.
sitting on Luke's lap. Like, imagine that, episode 3, we've got 2 chairs, 4 people. Sit where you want to sit. Okay, well, if you got value from this episode, like, share, subscribe, do all the belows and aboves. The boys, I'll put all their Instagram links below from where you're listening to, so if you do want to follow them, you're more than welcome to. And if you want to get into the academy, just do it. As the boys have said, it's the best place to be in 2023.
I think,
no question.
Yeah. I think one thing is with trying to bring people in, you have to be ready for it. Like I'd mentioned it to a few mates earlier on, probably from February, March onwards.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, this would be great. Like, you need to do this, you need to do this. And they're like, oh, yeah. They're training all the time, doing stuff, and not in a place where it was ready for them. Like, they weren't ready at all. And then I think it hit like August and they just started joining. And I'm like, they just needed to get to that point.
Yep.
So like, I think try not to push people into it. Maybe tell them about it, and then they'll make up their own mind and when they need to join. But,
Well, we've only got 550 spots over the next couple of years, so if you snooze, you lose. There's a bit of fear. Thank you, guys.
Scarcity mindset.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Man That Can Project podcast. My name is Lachlan Stuart, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. If you did, please take a moment to rate and review the Man That Can Project on your favorite podcast platform. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with our newest episodes. We'll see you again next time.